Welcome to the CDL field here today, and just before we get this game day started, I want to show you all a little bit of work that was done. Some fresh staples in here. We don't got that loose mesh stuff. As you can see, this was really not the way, right? Like, we had this stuff clogged in here, and it was just not going good. It was like a little fall off here, but now, as you see, we got staples. There's cardboard underneath that's attached to, and it all looks like it's kind of holding pretty steady. And as long as no cars like slip underneath in between staples there, I think we should be okay. What do you think, Renji? You think we're ready to go? Are you ready for a game day, folks? Happy belated Canada Day, and hey, America, happy 4th of July. It's coming up this weekend. We got some smashing to do, though, here on Friday. You gotta love it. Friday Smash Day. It's coming up. Puerto Rico Playas going to be home, actually, over there, taking on the Atlanta Avengers. It's our first game on tap. Time for some Car Demolition League. Here we are, CDL fans. Time for the first game day of July. We've got the Atlanta Avengers, Matt Geiser's squad, on the road to take on Alex Johnson's Puerto Rico Playas. It's another divisional game day, this one from the Atlantic Division. These two teams set to go head-to-head. Atlanta, last place in the Eastern Conference. They're coming in here with a record of around 2-9-0-2. Puerto Rico, off the top of my head, no phone as you can see right now. Puerto Rico, off the top of my head, I believe they are 4-7-0-2, if I remember right. So anyways, that's the story between these two coming into this game day, and of course, it's becoming more critical to try to get some wins because time is running out. 7th last game day of the season. Let's get a look at the lineups. It's going to be Mika leading the way for the Atlanta Avengers today, followed by Monkey Ball at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's Solar Reflex and at 5-point gainer, it's going to be Red Dragster. So, to the home side of the field, or Red Dragon, my bad. To the home side of the field, Sub-Zero leads the way for the Puerto Rico Playas today, followed by Rowdy. At the captain's spot, it's Ratatouille Jr., and at 5-point gainer is Blue BMW. So, pretty much a standard day for this game day, starting off on the soft field, as sort of almost per usual, I'd say. But Sub-Zero and Mika starting us off, game is on. And both cars staying up after the first couple of collisions. So, hopefully these field improvements work, but they haven't been tested yet. Both cars down, though. So, Mika and Sub-Zero, even at 5 points apiece here. So that now brings out Monkey Ball for the Atlanta Avengers and Rowdy for the Puerto Rico Playas. Head-to-head here. Rowdy more of a heavyweight, but Monkey Ball got some weight himself, gets the flip there. 10-5 Atlanta in the lead. So that now brings out Ratatouille Jr., the rookie for the Puerto Rico side, trying to tie things up. Almost did there. These two go at it yet again. And this time, Ratatouille Jr. is down. There's no mesh to fall in there now. Now we just rely on the strength, the staples. So let's just hope for the strength of staples, right? So we got a good flip here, and this game is over. Did I mention that? 15-5, it is the final, and the Atlanta Avengers get their 3rd victory of the season, really when they need it most, because that playoff spot, or the chances of making it have been shrinking for them for quite some time now. So big victory for Atlanta, and a very tough loss for Puerto Rico to take. They needed those 3 points today, especially against a team that on paper they were the favorite to beat. But coming up short here today, we move on. So the next match on tap, we keep it in the Atlantic Division. We got the Philadelphia Demons leading that division. They're going to be on the road to take on the Washington Patriots next. Welcome back, CDL fans, and just a little update on the record of Puerto Rico. I said they were like 4-7-0-2. They were actually 5-6-0-2, so now they are 5-7-0-2. So update on the Puerto Rico Playas. I made a mistake in the last announcement, but I was going off the top of my head. Now I'm not, right? So that being said, no more mistakes allowed. Philadelphia Demons, 9 wins, 3 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss. Of course, I mean as far as, getting records wrong and stuff, but to the home side of the field, Washington 4-8-0-1, 13 points on the season. So Philadelphia with 28 points, just 3 points behind the New York Empire for the top spot in the Eastern Conference and for first place in the league for that matter. As for Washington with 13 points, they come into this game day 9 points or 3 games out of a playoff spot, and they need to play catch up from this point on. I would definitely say so. So let's get a look at the lineups. The team that's favored to win this thing on the road here, leading the way for them, Silver Molina. Following him out there is going to be Hammer Jr. At the captain spot for Shane Geiser's Philadelphia Demons, it's Red Spectite. And at 5-point gainer, it's going to be Reptile, or High Tech. To the home side. Yep, yeah, no, I made a mistake. Okay, so No Fear leads the way for Washington, followed by Gratitude. At the captain spot, Orange Chevelle, and at 5-point gainer, it will be Hyperfin for the Washington Patriots here today. So Philly and Washington, here we go. Game is on. No Fear battling with Silver Molina to start us off. Silver Molina actually would seem to be the more acclimated one to this type of field, but he goes down there. Little clip shot off to the corner, he was down. So, 5-0 the score. Washington in the lead. Looking for what would be a huge upset today. Hammer Jr. now out there trying to handle business and does. Hammer Jr. so good offensively, tying this game up at 5 as that now brings out Gratitude. And Gratitude with a breakdance maneuver. Now, put him in a K-pop video. Is both cars again able to stay alive? Good matchup here. These two battle it out. Some close chances for both sides. Little flip shot there. Back to their own sides they go and do a barrel roll. Able to stay in it was Gratitude Jr., but not that time. Too much offense for Hammer Jr. He had to work for it though. 10-5 Philadelphia in the lead, looking for the win here. And look at this, Hammer Jr. trying to go 3-0 from the middleman spot. Taking on the offensive or the defensive talents of Orange Chevelle. Interference right there. He is a car that is good at the defensive side of the game. And right now he's hanging on though because he's not generating any offensive opportunities himself at this point. And he's not going to generate any offense. He's down right there. 15-5 the final. Hammer Jr. 3-0 from the middleman spot today. If you're a Philadelphia Demons fan, you gotta love that card. He gets so much done for this team on the offensive side of the game. I mean, Orange Chevelle, for all the defensive talents that he has, when you cannot find a way to produce offense to get those flips, you gotta get these cars in compromising positions to where they can't keep control and they end up on their roof. And it's so hard to do that when you just have no offensive tools to really kind of go with. And Orange Chevelle finds himself in that position. Tough card to take down, but when you got enough offense like Hammer Jr. does, it comes through in the end. So, and it certainly did here. 15-5, Demons get the win over the Patriots, and they are going to hang on to first place in the Atlantic Division. Wasn't really at risk today because we're starting this game off with two Atlantic Division. We're starting the game day off with two Atlantic Division matchups. And we're ending it off with the final Atlantic Division matchup, which is Tampa Bay home against Miami. And that's a huge game. Both teams fighting for second place in the Atlantic. Playoff implications, huge matchup. So, and they're both on the tails of Philadelphia. None of them wants to fall behind any further. So that game might just become even bigger in the grand scheme of things. But coming up next, we are finally today going to head to the Western Conference, to the Pacific Division to be exact. The San Diego Lightning getting ready to host the Seattle Lumberjacks. So, Jackson Lightning coming up. Stay tuned. Well, folks, welcome to the Western Conference as it's about to happen here. Matchup between the Seattle Lumberjacks and the San Diego Lightning. Seattle coming into this game day, 7 wins, 5 losses, no ties. 1 overtime loss. Now they got 22 points on the standings, currently 6th place in the Western Conference, but only a point to the good, hanging on to that precious playoff spot, which Seattle would love to get. Longest active playoff drought. Haven't been to the playoffs since 2012. You know this team wants it. But they got to challenge an opponent on the home side of the field. Last year's Pacific Division champions. Really not hitting the field in 2021 with the same caliber, though, that they had last year. 4 wins, 7 losses, 1 tie, 1 overtime loss for a total of 15 points. So 7 points behind Seattle. They would love to get a win to close that gap up a little bit to just 4 points. And whoever else they can close the gap on. So really a tough season for them as they sit 9th place in the Western Conference. So let's get a look at the lineups for both sides. Rocket Oil leads the way for the Seattle Lumberjacks today, followed by 76 at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's Black Spectite and Crazy Eyes has the 5-point gainer position for the Lumberjacks. To the home side of the field, Zap leads the way for the San Diego Lightning. Following him out there, it's all the defense you could ask for. Futurama at the middleman spot and Rocket Power at the captain spot. To the 5-point gainer position, a little bit more offense, I guess you could say. El Rey taking up that spot for the Lightning. So both teams set and ready to go. Here we are. Zap versus Rocket Oil. San Diego still trying to make that front three work. It worked last year. Hasn't had the same effectiveness this year. But their offense needs to step it up here too. Zap having a hard time with Rocket Oil, and a good flip for Rocket Oil. 5-0 Seattle in the lead. So that now brings out Futurama. 5-0 Lumberjacks on top. These two now go at the play goes Rocket. Now, you know, these teams didn't meet before. If we go back, Seattle won 15-5 on the road. And in case you're wondering, Philly won 15-5 at home against Washington earlier in the season, so they swept that season series. And Puerto Rico actually won the first meeting between them and Atlanta in overtime, so today was kind of a reversal of fortunes on that one. So, back in the game here, where San Diego looks to avenge that loss earlier in the season, still a 5-0 game. I kind of just felt that was important to mention because maybe some people are interested in knowing such details. In case you were missing some of these, there's some game days missing from this YouTube channel, and I understand that. They are on the Facebook page though, so go on ahead and join us at Car Demolition League on Facebook. But still a 5-0 game out after the out of play there. Both these cars continue their fight. Futurama out there against Rocket Oils. These cars continue to battle. Ooh, a good hard hit there, and yes, they will switch sides. And now Rocket Oil with a good flip. 10-0 Seattle in the lead. Enter Rocket Power now, looking to get the Lightning back in this game. He has his job cut out for him. Rocket Oil, so good. From the defensive standpoint today, he's good at just keeping low. And you wouldn't expect that so much from him, but he is a heavy car and really kind of tough to get loose or tough to get off balance in a way. You kind of need that low front end to do it. Out of play there, Rocket Power, the guilty culprit. Still 10-0. Match continues. And yes, they are going to keep their own sides of the field here, and yes, handling the edge just fine enough was Rocket Power there. Match continuing between these two. And yes, still handling the edge well enough. And look at that, barrel roll able to stay alive and in it. And now both cars are going to be down. That won't be good enough for San Diego. 15-5 the final. They needed Rocket Power to roll back upright to still have a chance. The game can't end on a tie between a captain and a 5-point gainer, but it can end on a tie between a front runner and a captain. And it just did right there. 15-5. Final score, Seattle Lumberjacks sweep the season series against the San Diego Lightning. That's a team that's in trouble right now. With not many game days left to go, actually 6 now, it becomes even tougher as the teams at the top of the standings get more points, teams at the bottom get less. You know eliminations are coming soon. As a matter of fact, San Antonio already eliminated from the Central Division title race. So we've already seen a little case of that. But Seattle, a big win for them over San Diego here. 15-5 the final, and that's all we've had so far. Some 15-5s. But that being said, a good fight put up by Rocket Power, just not enough for him in the end. So maybe the score's a little deceptive, right? So anyways, coming up next though, back to the Eastern Conference, but we're going to the Northeast Division. Boston Vandals on the road to take on the Gowanda Outlaws. Should be a fun matchup. It's coming up next. Welcome back, CDL fans. Next game on tap about to happen as we head to the Northeast Division. Arguably right now the best division in the Car Demolition League. Just so many teams that are around that 500 mark or just a game underneath it. The team that's just a game underneath it would be the Boston Vandals. 5th place in the Northeast Division, even though they have a record of 6 wins and 7 losses, 18 points. They come to this game day sitting 8th place in the Eastern Conference, but they are just 4 points out of the playoffs right now. 4 points behind 6th place Tampa Bay. So huge game for them as they take on the Gowanda Outlaws, who are trying to hunt down the lead in the Northeast Division. They are currently 2nd in their division with a record of 8 wins, 3 losses, 2 ties, and no overtime losses. So a total of 28 points. Has them at 3rd place in the Eastern Conference. And of course they're not going to get into 2nd because that's for the leader of the Atlantic Division right now, the Philadelphia Demons. So Gowanda though trying to at least hang on to 3rd place, and they'd be able to do that and with a win basically, or maybe even a tie might get it done for them, but I'm pretty sure they're going for the 3 points. They try to get one step closer to clinching yet another playoff spot. The Gowanda Outlaws, 3-time world champions and a league-operated team. Then again, so are the Boston Vandals, except they're not 3-time world champs. So, slight difference. Never been to a Crash Bowl, been to 5 of them and won 3. So, anyhow. But Boston, maybe they can get that success going one day with the right team owner. It could be you. Anyhow. We move on. Nitro leads the way for the Vandals today, followed by Blue Dragon 2 at the captain's spot. It's going to be Vendetta and Yellow Spider at 5-point game. It's really that simple. Just pick your lineups every game day and be ready for the draft. Reptile leads the way for the Gowanda Outlaws today, followed by Hammer at the middleman spot. Let's say, oh yeah, I accidentally called high-tech Reptile. Anyhow, so Reptile, Hammer, and then Black Spinebuster at the captain's spot for Gowanda, while Demon 4 has the 5-point gainer position. So both teams set and ready to go. Reptile and Nitro leading us off here in this one. Soft field matchup as these two go at it. Kind of mutes the collisions a little bit. Yes, they keep their own size there, and yes, both cars even stay up yet again. And we got our first clip of this game, Nitro taking down Reptile. So Nitro gives the Vandals a 5-0 lead as that now brings out Hammer. First, you remember seeing Hammer Jr. out here earlier today. This is his predecessor that came in the league first. Both cars able to stay up. Into the mesh he went, but I should say bouncing off the mesh he went. And we got a good flip right there. Nitro down, Hammer ties this thing up at 5 apiece. That now brings out Blue Dragon 2 for the Vandals. And Blue Dragon 2 gives the Vandals the lead. 10-5 the score now. Because curiosity eats at me, we gotta look. Boston actually shut out Gowanda earlier in the season, 15-0. They were on the home side of the field that day, and here they are, up 10-5. Looking to put this game away. Black Spinebuster trying to even things up for the Outlaws. Blue Dragon 2 needing his offense. Kick in here, and out of play goes Blue Dragon 2. So, still a 10-5 Vandals lead. Match continues. Spinebuster trying to tie this thing up for the Outlaws. Out of play he goes. Right into my lap here, 10-5 the score. Black Spinebuster back on the field, trying to get this game tied. Blue Dragon 2 going for the win, and where'd he go? Actually, I gotta find this car now. I don't know where he quite went to. There he is. So he went out of play in a particular spot, or in a really peculiar spot that's kind of hard to get to. I got this tote on my right side here, and it kind of makes any cars that get in this kind of area down over here, but off screen, be challenging to get them back up onto the field, and you know, damn near gonna break my arm, contort it and stuff to get. Anyways, it's all right. 10-5. What's another medical bill? You know. So, Black Spinebuster out there, back from the peculiar spot of the floor, and bouncing off the walls and able to stay in it. Treat the edge as if it's flat. He's still in this game, and that's where you see The mesh is gone, so we got a nice little wall there to bounce off of. And it can help with that defensive aspect as both cars again able to stay alive. We got a match on our hands. Black Spinebuster and Blue Dragon 2. And look at it, bouncing off the mesh. Back into play, no contact for interference, and they're from opposite sides, still battling it out. This is a fun battle to watch, no doubt, and we got a flip, 10-10 the score. Blue Dragon 2 down as that now brings out Vendetta. We are all even here. So Vendetta and Black Spinebuster able to survive. Oh, that time we kind of had a bad roll. Let's go at it again. And yes, we are having bad rolls from Vendetta. But we think it's just the fields issue, so we are going to handle that right now. A little water should be the proper thing, if you will. It can do wonders. Water can do wonders, folks. It's the miracle of life. I guess it's a way you put it. You need it for life, right? So anyways, science on the CDL. I don't. Maybe there is a lot of science to this, and I'm just like overlooking it. But anyhow, if there's a science guy watching this, go on ahead. Anyways, Vendetta versus Black Spinebuster. Here we go. Oh, that was a strong hit. You love to see those. Oh, look at that spin cycle. Booker T, eat your heart out, mama. Put him in the K-pop video. Deep fry me a Twinkie. We got some great action going on right now. We just had not a play there on Black Spinebuster. Still tied at 10, this match continuing, and boy did the water give these guys some giddy up go as they are going at it. Some speed in these collisions now, and a good flip. Black Spinebuster down, Vendetta gives the Vandals the lead. The score now 15-10 as that brings out Demon 4. He's trying to force overtime here. Out of play he goes on the first collision. Vendetta looking for that win. His team up 15-10. Demon 4 staying up to this point. These two go at it. Good spin cycles, but Vendetta is not keeping all four wheels on the ground, and out of play that time goes Demon 4. So, match continues. These two going at it. Two good defensive cars battling it out on a soft field. This is how intense that it can get. So these cars again able to stay alive. Whoa, that time again. Vendetta's having some issues. Are they going to call that timeout? As a matter of fact, they are. A timeout is going to be called by Boston, and it's going to reset things here on the field. So, some repairs going to happen, and why not? I might just do them live on camera here. What they are fearful of are these wheels popping out. And part of the CDL rules, you have to have 4 wheels in order to compete. So no, you cannot have like a trike or something like that, like a tricycle of some sort, or like a 3-wheeler. 3-wheelers are actually illegal by CDL regulations. Can't have them out here. So anyways, another layer of tape on the front. We'll see how this works out. Could end up snapping, and call for a little bit more precipitation on the visitor side of the field. So both teams set and ready to go. The match is back on again, and it is going into overtime. Vendetta down, and that will bring out Yellow Spider. We are tied at 15 and heading to OT, so send $5 to both St. Jude's and to the Animal Cancer Foundation. This one going into overtime. Boston Vandals, Gowanda Outlaws in OT. Interference is the call. So, Demon Jr. saving himself here, tied at 15 still. Out of play. Out of play goes Demon 4 that time, and again, is he just delaying the inevitable as he takes on the Smash Mouth expertise of Yellow Spider. No, he's able to get the flip there. So Demon 4 staying up, Yellow Spider down, 20-15 the final in overtime. The Gowanda Outlaws doing the South Towns of Western New York proud today. 20-15 in OT, they grab the win at home, and they'll avenge a shutout that took place earlier in the year when they were on the road against Boston. So 20-15 in OT, what a matchup to end our first segment of the day. Fun stuff on the soft field. This was absolutely just a fun match to officiate, a fun match to watch, and just be part of. And folks, I hope you enjoyed it too. We got more games coming up though. There are 2 more game day segments to be uploaded today. So go on ahead, click the bell, get the notifications. I don't think you're going to want to miss it. Segment 2 is going to be coming up next. We're going to have the Detroit Devils taking on the San Antonio Defenders. Then we got the Los Angeles Blades taking on the Nevada Thunder. And then, of course, at happy belated Canada Day, we are going to see the Toronto Titans on the road to take on the Montreal Saints, who have announced a new name for next year. We'll tell you what it is. If you haven't been following the CDL's Facebook page, you got to get on there. You would already know these things, right? And then in our top event of the second segment, Central Division Showdown, the Denver Mustangs and the Houston Oilers. It should be a really good match. That's going to be headlined in part 2. So that's going to be uploaded shortly, so go on ahead, click that notification. Don't miss it. It's only here on the Car Demolition League's YouTube channel and on Facebook. So get subscribed to one of them or both of them. Yeah, both of them. That would be awesome. All right, so we'll see you in a little bit.